Ever heard of blockchain and wondered what all the buzz is about? It sounds super technical, right? Like something only computer geniuses would get. But what if I told you it's actually a pretty simple idea and it's already changing the world in ways you might not even realize? Stick with me, and in the next 10 minutes I'll break down what blockchain is, how it works, and why it's such a big deal. All in plain, simple English. No confusing jargon, I promise. So let's start with the basics. Imagine a digital notebook, but with a few superpowers. This notebook is shared among a huge network of computers, so everyone has an identical copy. When someone wants to add a new entry or a transaction, it gets sent out to everyone in the network. They all check it to make sure it's legit. Once it's verified, it gets added to the notebook as a new block of information. Now here's the cool part. Each new block is cryptographically linked to the one before it, forming a chain. That's where the name blockchain comes from. This chain creates a timeline of all the transactions, in the exact order they happened. And because of this link, you can't just go back and change an old entry without breaking the entire chain. It's like trying to secretly remove a Jenga block from the bottom of the tower. The whole thing would come crashing down, and everyone would notice immediately. This structure makes blockchain incredibly secure and transparent. Since everyone has a copy of the notebook, there's no single person or company in charge. No central authority, like a bank or a government controlling everything. This is what we call decentralization. It means the power is distributed among all the participants, making the system fair and resistant to censorship or manipulation. Think about it. To cheat the system, a hacker would have to simultaneously alter the records on thousands, maybe even millions of computers all at once. That's practically impossible. You've probably heard of blockchain because of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin was the first major application of blockchain technology. It showed the world that we could have a digital currency that doesn't need a bank to process transactions. When you send Bitcoin to someone, that transaction is recorded on the Bitcoin blockchain. It's a peer-to-peer system for transferring value, secured by this amazing distributed ledger technology. But blockchain is so much more than just crypto. The real magic happens with something called smart contracts. These are like regular contracts, but they're self-executing. They are basically little computer programs that live on the blockchain. You set the rules and conditions, and the smart contract automatically carries them out when those conditions are met. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you're buying a house. Normally this involves tons of paperwork, lawyers, banks, and a lot of waiting around. With a smart contract, the process could be automated. The contract could hold the buyer's funds in escrow and automatically transfer ownership of the property deed to the buyer and the funds to the seller as soon as all conditions, like a successful home inspection, are digitally verified and met. No middlemen, less fees, and it all happens instantly and securely. This ability to automate trust is what makes blockchain a true game changer. Let's look at a few industries where it's making a massive impact. First up, supply chain management. Do you know where your coffee beans or your favorite t-shirt really came from? With blockchain you can. Every step a product takes, from the farm to the factory to the store shelf, can be recorded as a block on the chain. By scanning a simple QR code on the packaging, you could see the entire journey of your product. This brings unprecedented transparency, helping to fight counterfeit goods and ensuring ethical sourcing. Companies like Walmart are already using it to track food, which means if there's an outbreak of E. coli, they can pinpoint the source in seconds instead of weeks. Then there's healthcare. Your medical records are incredibly sensitive and are often scattered across different hospitals and clinics. This makes it hard for doctors to get a complete picture of your health history. Blockchain could create a secure, universal patient record. You, the patient, would control who gets access to your data using a private key. This ensures your privacy while allowing doctors and emergency responders to get the information they need, when they need it, potentially saving lives. Voting systems are another huge area. We've all heard about concerns over election security and fraud. A blockchain-based voting system could create a secure and unchangeable record of every vote cast. Each vote would be anonymous but verifiable on the public ledger, making the entire process transparent and tamper-proof. This could dramatically increase trust in our democratic processes. And what about the world of art and collectibles? You've probably heard of NFTs or non-fungible tokens. An NFT is a unique digital token on a blockchain that represents ownership of an item, whether it's digital art, a piece of music, or even a virtual piece of land. Blockchain proves who the real owner is, solving the age-old problem of how to own something that can be easily copied online. This has opened up entirely new economies for creators and artists. Even in the energy sector, blockchain is making waves. Imagine a neighborhood with solar panels on every roof. Using a blockchain platform, you could sell your excess solar energy directly to your neighbor who needs it without going through a big utility company. This creates a peer-to-peer energy market that's more efficient, cheaper, and better for the environment. So to recap, what is blockchain? It's a decentralized, distributed, and unchangeable digital ledger. Its key features are security, transparency, and the absence of a central authority. It started with Bitcoin, but has evolved to power smart contracts, which are automating trust and disrupting countless industries, from finance and supply chain to healthcare and art. Of course, the technology is still young, and it's not without its challenges. There are questions about scalability, how to handle millions of transactions per second, and energy consumption, particularly with older blockchains like Bitcoin. There are also regulatory hurdles as governments around the world figure out how to deal with this new technology. But the potential is undeniable. Blockchain isn't just a new technology. It's a new way of thinking about how we interact, transact, and trust each other in a digital world. It's about taking power from centralized institutions and giving it back to the individual. It's building a more transparent, secure, and equitable internet for the future, often called Web3. It might seem complex at first, but at its heart, the idea is revolutionary. We're just scratching the surface of what's possible. As the technology matures and becomes easier to use, you can expect to see it integrated into more and more aspects of your daily life. I hope this has helped demystify blockchain for you. It's not so scary once you break it down, right? The key takeaway is that it's a powerful tool for creating trust in a digital world. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more simple explanations of complex tech topics. Got any questions or want to know more about a specific use case? Drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.